Check, check, check. Check, check. Check. Can y'all hear me? Check, check, check. Check, check, check. I have Alexander Merker. I don't even know who that guy is. Alexander Mercurus? Who the hell's that? Check, check, check. All right, right on. Thanks, Tom. Let's see here. What's up, Mark? We'll go Mark in the house. Why is it so small? Seems like it's small. Why? X is experience issuing a live streaming. If you cannot find your live in X, you can manually post it by following our guides. Okay. This X is having issues live streaming. How dare you, X? Let's have more endless wars that are planned out in Bush in lesser time to benefit of Netanyahu to the detriment of everyone else in the world. I'm all about it, dude. Freaking, they got rid of Ayatollah, whatever his name is, Khomeini. More power to the United States, dude. Freaking United States is crushing. The world needs a freaking powerful, kick-ass state named U.S., man. Khomeini, how many freaking, like what did Iran fund Lebanon? Did Iran, who knows what freaking these cons have been funding? So they can pound sand, the Persian Iranians, man. It's kind of like what is it? Saddam was a Sunni, right? And the majority was Shia. Was that what it was? Shiite Muslims? I can't remember. But hey, whatever, dude. I'm all for it. Freaking, if Khomeini is dead, as they've said, sucks to be you, Khomeini. Freaking U.S. and in your face. And the funny thing is, if we control that Iran, I think Iran and Venezuela combined contribute 20 to 30% of China's oil imports. So if we control Iranian and Venezuela oil, guess what? China doesn't get the same oil. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. So we got tariffs coming in. We got friggin' tariffs going out because we're going to say, you're not going to get the oil, China. We're getting it here. Dude, strategic. I love it. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Now, who knows what's going to happen next, but that's all right. That's all right. Get those freaking clowns out of there, dude. Freaking funding of terrorism. They got all pound sand. Now, so the only thing is, that's great. How about George Soros? You see what I'm saying? I mean, if the Ayatollah Khomeini is funding terrorism, we take him out. How do all the friggin' left-wing tyrants we got run around with their huge capital gains? Why not? What's up that about? I mean, at least you could do is tax these fools. That's what I don't understand. It's like, oh my goodness, friggin' Khomeini, dude, 100%, take him out. Got no qualm with that, none. You don't have any evidence. Whatever, dude. Evidence. This is an international law violation. Okay, international law. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But then I'm sitting there thinking, look at all these funding of internal terrorists in the United States through mass immigration, mass left-wing protests. How come no one's being freaking Khomeini there? Frustrating me. And why the Republicans just say, well, I'm like, dude, just freaking, if you're not going to go Khomeini on them, at least freaking tax them. Freaking Drewski. Look at this guy. Or look at this guy right here. Freaking Drewski. What about healthcare? Are they good questions? You didn't put him capped, so how dare you? Warner Robins in the house. The dogs of war are barking like mad. 100%. Check, check, check. Hit the like button. Yes, sir. Make Iran 100%, man. Make Iran Persian again. Yep. MIPA. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got John in the house. We got G Hall in the house. G Hall. We got Harry in the house. China are the biggest. Dude, 100%, man. Freaking, we took out Maduro. We took out Khomeini, assuming that's correct. I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Dude, this is freaking spectacular. Spectacular. And I just, this is what, see, the thing is with the leftists are like the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? They sense weakness, they attack. The minute you fight back and you show superiority and you're not afraid, they just freaking go back to the freaking rocks from which under they live. That's the thing with leftism. Same thing with these crazy freaking people in the Middle East. They sense fear or they sense hesitation, and they're going to freaking come at you like stink on crap. The minute they see power and domination, they're like, oh, yeah, okay, go back. I'm telling you, man. This is what everyone's batting on. Everyone, a lot of people I follow on or I'm on X are like, "Oh, Trump, you idiot! No more wars." Yeah, they don't get it, dude. I'm saying the way you beat the left is show strength and no remorse. I'm telling you right now. I didn't even know. Portugal had a right wing dictatorship from 1930s and 1970s as well, same as Spain. I had no clue. I got to start looking up because that's what you want. You want we have this shining path in our midst. And this is what drives me up the wall. These, milk toast Republicans like, dude, the shining path. The whores are in the borders. They're here. All right. The shining path is not just illegal immigrants. It's many Americans too. They all need to be sent back. And if they're going to be committing violent crimes against law-abiding citizens of this country, they need to be sent back. We need to bring back the 3 strikes and you're out thing, 100%. Do like El Salvador. You need to have a right-wing fascistic dictatorship where you say, you're not coming here to freaking committing crime. And if you commit crime routinely, you're going away for good. That's what we need. And magically, you'll finally see, hey, the crime has been resolved. It's crazy. And you'll start seeing other countries start saying, yeah, the U.S., I'm gonna back up a little bit because they're showing some fortitude. And this whole thing with George Bush's stupid thing, obviously the whole thing was made up, but it's like apologizing to the people that we're trying to take it to. Like, it was crazy, man. I was like, what are you doing, Bush? Why are you being so apologetic? We're here to kill people and break things, as Rush Limbaugh used to say. And George W. Bush, like, we don't want anyone offended. And then he had affirmative action for people. Like, this is crazy, man. And then we had a freaking, all this immigration from these places, like, what's her name? Stupid Somali chick from Minnesota, Ilhan Omar. I'm like, what are we doing? No, this is weakness. And weakness gets exploited. Strength. That's why we need a right-wing, fascistic kind of dictatorship that says we're not putting up with criminal activity. We're going full Franco. Absolutely. We're going full Pinochet. Start dropping people from helicopters. Friggin' 100%, dude. We can't have this, what we've been having for the last 20 years. It's nuts. And people say, the crime rates are down. The murder rates are down. I grant you. I don't deny that. Still got too much. Any illegal that's here or any immigrant that here commits a crime is a crime against the law-abiding citizens of the United States that should not have happened. If they come to our country and they violate our people, they need to go back and never come back. This isn't hard. It's the weirdest. But don't you know, Josh, we need the nurses. Okay. I'll buy that for 2 seconds flat. If the nurse commits a crime, you're gone. It's just that simple. Don't you know we need someone to, like all these liberals, elite liberals, basically, who's going to feed me? I'm like, okay. If the guy who's feeding you commits a crime, he's gone. And if he's already committed a crime, he's gone. I would just say mass deport on all of them unequivocally, but that's not going to happen. So we say, okay, you got a crime, you're gone. American citizens, you're committing crimes, more than 3 strikes, you're out, you're gone. You're never coming back. And what happened was we got so wealthy for so long is that we got spoiled. Affluenza, as Michael Ramsden calls it, a Christian apologist. And it's like, man, we got so rich for so long. We said, let's just go on and get along. And we forgot that the shining path, the Red Guard, the Mao freaking armies are at the gates and they're here. And we haven't done anything to protect the homeland. We have Department of Homeland Security ain't protecting the homeland. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying? So these guys freaking, what the hell? Anyway, so Trump finally, and he's pissing off all the right people, is fine with me, man. If the leftists get pissed, that usually means we're doing something right. And we see a lot of anti-Trumpers on the right too. They're like, good. I'm like, dude, you guys just suck, dude. I love it, man. I'm stoked. U.S. in your face. You commit terrorism against the United States, you should be commined. And if that means you're a citizen of the United States or a hedge fund manager or anything like that in the United States, commined. B2 is greater than 100%, man. 100%. B2 is greater than your international. Well, international is such a clown show, dude. It's crazy. I think markets are going to be up to, who knows, man. I haven't seen the futures or anything. I don't have my phone. I don't think the 10 years. Anyway, who knows? We'll see. If the 10-year Treasury drops significantly, you know that people are freaking out. I just don't care. I just literally don't care. If we can control that freaking whatever that Gulf is down there, not Suez Canal. It's not that. It's whatever the hell they call it down there. China's gonna be in a world of hurt, man. I 100% is freaking fantastic. This is just make China say uncle. You know what I'm saying? Make them say uncle. And if we start squeezing them with their oil, and it looks like, remember, Russia is trying to get back with our good graces, by the way. They're trying to get back. At least this is what an article I read. I mean, maybe it's all full of crap. I don't know. But Russia was trying, I think it was a Bloomberg or Reuters. So, you know, left wing thing. And so usually if it's a left wing thing that's writing these things, it's probably true because normally they want to write anti Trump stuff. But anyway, Russia was trying to get back with the whatever it was, a dollar reserve currency, whatever it is. I can't remember. And I was like, okay, so Russia's feeling it. You know, China's going to be feeling it. And you know, they're scared crapless. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yikes, Trump ain't playing. He doesn't care. I love it, dude. I'm freaking. Our ally in the Middle East is like our one drunk friend at the bar. Exactly. It's sad. It's sad. I just, Netanyahu since 1993, Iran is going to get it. Just, I can't stand that crap. Does it have just 100%? But it looks like, was it Jordan, Saudi Arabia? I can't remember. Like, who was it that Australia and Canada supported the strike, which is weird because they're both run by far lefties. Some of the Middle Eastern countries, our allies, were just kind of like poo-pooing a little bit. I think even the Palestinian Authority got mad at Iran for bombing other Middle Eastern countries. That's why the whole thing about the Muslims going to take over the whole world, I don't buy it for 2 seconds flat because they can't. It's like Christians. We can't agree on anything. They can't agree on anything. I mean, we hate each other more than freaking the Catholics, the Protestants, the Mormons, the freaking Unitarians, they hate each other more than freaking we hate anybody else. You know, I'm just crazy. The same thing with the Muslims, dude. Not at all worried about Muslims taking over the world. I'm just not. Not all worried about Sharia law. I'm just not. I'm not worried about that. I mean, maybe in Europe, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think so. I don't think the British people, for instance, UK. I mean, think about this. Those people are freaking legends. You think they're just going to wait and all of a sudden bow down before Sharia law before they say no? That's just not going to happen, man. I mean, it could, but we're talking the Brits. They freaking dominated the world, this tiny little island. Those guys, you're like, huh? They're not going to freaking, it's just not going to happen, man. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it could, because maybe they're so weak now. I just don't think so. I think there's something in, you know, the Europeans that are a fighting group of people, which is why we're able to colonize so many people. You see what I'm saying? We're natural fighters. I just don't think they're going to sit there with their hands, you know, tied behind their back on their knees with a freaking AK-47 to their head, you know, bound down to Allah. I just don't see it happening. I could be wrong. I just don't think so. As such, you know, Middle East. I mean, don't forget Lebanon. It used to be Christian. I mean, I think isn't Nassim Nicholas? He's Lebanese. Nassim Nicholas Taleb. I think he's a Lebanese Christian. And if memory serves, it's Iranians who funded. What the hell was it down? There's a Hezbollah. I can't remember. But the you know, to make Beirut and Lebanon go crazy. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Who would have thought Fetterman? Crazy, this guy. Crazy. Fetterman. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't. And people say, well, what's the end result? I don't know. I don't know what the end result is. I hope Trump addresses it. You know, I mean, he needs to say, hey, this is what our end result is that we want to happen. I don't know. Looks so far so good in Venezuela, though, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not going to waste my time. There's nothing I can do about it, nothing you can do about it. So you say, okay, U.S. freaking once again reasserting our dominance. We're freaking legends. Everybody else sucks, and it's great. It's great to see. Other than packing out of Afghanistan like a bunch of scared freaking nincompoops. And then it's just, the whole thing with Biden and Obama. Hell, Obama was freaking vicious when it comes to stuff. So kudos to Obama. He was crushing. But Biden and George W. Bush, like, oh, dude, what the hell, man? That's just crazy. What's your big psyop? What's your big psyop thing? So what is the psyop? That this did not happen? What's your saying? Because I mean, I know what a psyop is, a false flag. What's your psyop conjecture, if you will? Yeah, dude. Imagine flooding the oil from Iran in the market. That's why I'm bare. Yeah, I completely agree, man. Yeah, Lord Wellington here is a bot, by the way. The oil market could easily be going down south. Shoot, and that's a good thing for the consumer. Yeah, Penelope. Do you consider all charities to be scams? I'm not yelling at you. Said yes, I do. Well, not scams, not written. No, I don't consider them all. Let me back up there, Penelope. I don't consider all charities to be scams. No, I do not, because there are plenty of charities that aren't. Unfortunately, how do you ascertain what you're going to go to Charity Navigator and see which one is? They should just get rid of all tax deductions. If a charity wants to be charitable, I got no qualm with that. They should not get tax deductions from uber wealthy people to fund each other, because this is exactly what's going on. In fact, I think I posted this on X or something like that today, maybe even on here on YouTube. They showed all these wealthy billionaire women, and the vast majority were friggin' heiresses or widows or whatever. And these guys are funding evil things with their charitable donations. What's her chick's name? Bezos and stupid Apple, Steve Jobs' wife, and stupid is Bezos, Mackenzie, whatever her name is. Is that Bezos? Oh, they're all the same people, literally all the same fools. And they suck donkey balls. And if they want to do that, it's fine, but they shouldn't get tax deductions to do it. And then we'll have a friend of mine I lived on Peaks Island with, who's a pastor. And he said on Facebook, he said to me, he goes, yeah, but if you do that, then churches, a small church like mine, are going to be affected. I said, if a Christian is only donating to your church for the tax deduction, we got bigger problems than the tax deduction. I'm sorry. If I give you $100,000 and it saves me $22,000 of tax, but I would not have given you that, and it's, you get what I'm saying. It's good. It's $100,000 is off the income, but you see what I'm saying. If I gave you $100,000 and I could not save, but I couldn't save the $22,000 tax, so I didn't give it, that's a problem for a Christian. That's actually satanic, in my opinion. I will give you the money to promote the Great Commission, but only if I get a tax deduction. I told him that. I said, I find that to be preposterous. If that's a Christian giving that he can only do if he's got his tax deduction, well, that's not Christian giving, and he shouldn't get a tax deduction anyway, just because he's thinking like that. And I said, now, if you got freaking Mackenzie, Bezos, whatever the hell their name, they're all stupid, same people. Look, Jeff Bezos is a scumbag. I mean, all these guys, Bill Gates, freaking, forget the stupid Epstein Island stuff, scumbag, all these guys. So I said, if Bill Gates wants to give the freaking Buffett Foundation $1 billion, and the Buffett Foundation is going to give the Bill and whatever the hell the name is, Melinda Gates Foundation $1 billion, what the hell? They all get to write it off. It's crazy. Screw all that, man. And it should be taxed. It should be taxed. I was arguing with this guy today, not arguing, it's debate, good guy from AEI, American Enterprise Institute. And he had published this paper, and I like it. I haven't read the whole thing yet. I'll show it to you. Because he's arguing with, and arguing is okay. An argument is okay. We're not like throwing, I don't throw cuss words because that's stupid. I'll call an article, or I'll call a point of view idiotic, but not the person himself. Maybe I do once in a while, but I try not to. Anyway, so he had published, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Today's my cheat day, by the way. We went to a 5K today, this morning, for my wife's high school friend. Her daughter got killed by a drunk driver here in Georgia when she was 17 years old. And this is the second year of running the 5K to try to basically raise scholarships and stuff for the people at the high school she went to. And I did my PR sub 80 or wait, sub 60. That's funny. Anyway, so check this out. If I can find right here. Yeah. So this is the guy I'm arguing with. And I said debating with Scott Winship. More accurate consumer price index. And I completely agree, because the CPI that we use is silly. But here, I haven't read that paper on it yet, but I'm looking forward to it, because I completely agree with that. If you read my book, Relax and Retire, I destroy the narrative of CPI as your own personal inflation measure. You shouldn't use that, because if you use that, you'd be dumb. All right, because CPI is using owner equivalent rent and rents themselves as 45% of CPI plus transportation. And if you're retired and your mortgage is paid off and you don't have a new car or anything like that, you're not going to buy a new or used car, transportation and owner equivalent rent and rents themselves are not going to be over 50% of your expenditures. It's just not going to be stupid. So we talk about that. I imagine he does the same thing here. But then he wrote this article here too, which is what we got argued about. Understanding trends in worker pay over the last 50 years. All right. So his case is that workers have actually been compensated better than the doomsdayers would say. Because as I say, the median pay for workers has risen by about 1/3 to 0.5% over inflation since 1979. All right, the median pay, that's not debatable. That's just a fact. Just a fact. The median pay for workers has risen by about 1/3 to 1/2. And if you want to go back to, I think it was 1989, maybe 0.6 or something like that. This is just a fact. All right. So the median pay net of inflation has, we'll just say for simplicity, 0.5 point. That's it. And so we say, okay, net of inflation, we take our trusty calculator, we go back 50 years, 45 years. We say, I got $100,000 of my income 45 years ago is growing by 0.5% a year. That's worth $125,000 today. So this guy's argument is that's a $25,000 increase in real wages. $25,000 increase in real wages in terms of your spending power has actually improved. I said, I don't think many people deny that. I hope not. But I said, okay, but the same has to be said with the S&P 500, which has averaged 8.8% a year in net of inflation. And that's grown to 100,000. Oops. $100,000 invested in the S&P 500. Would I say 40 years? Make sure I got the right. Yeah. I say 45 years. 45 years. And 8.8 interest, zero payment. I got 4.4 million. You see the difference there? You see the difference? So one has grown by a little bit, not much. It has kept up with inflation. The other has grown by leaps and bounds. And the reason for that is because the capitalist, the profits have been going more towards the capitalist than it has to the labor. I don't know how that's not true. Now, his argument, and rightly so, is yes, but that wage doesn't include things like healthcare expenses, 401k, healthcare benefits, 401ks, life, and all these other benefits you get as an employee. And he said his argument was that these other benefits are the employer doesn't care how he pays out, as long he just cares how much he's paying out. I.e., he's indifferent to set up a 401k plan or just giving you a salary. He's indifferent to set up a health insurance plan or just giving you a salary. It's just not true. It's just not true at all. The employer is not indifferent at all to how the compensation goes. The employer doesn't want to give anyone health insurance. Why does the employer want to be involved in health insurance? He doesn't. Trust me, he doesn't. So the employer says, I'm not indifferent to this. I would much rather just pay people a salary and let them choose their own health insurance or retirement plan. So we have a lot of waste involved when you have these health insurance things set up and all this. And so, but his argument is that at 125 that initially I said, you had $100,000 45 years ago. Now you got $125,000 of purchasing power. He says that 25 isn't showing everything because you do have benefits like health insurance. And I don't disagree with that. Not at all. But when it comes to spending money, wages, your health insurance benefits do not get you a house. Your health insurance benefits do not put a car in your freaking garage. They just don't. Your health insurance benefits do not get the child care, which you shouldn't have child care anyway, because a woman should stay home to watch the kids. Or the man. I get, dude, freaking men staying home to watch the kids. I freaking legendary. I love that. Legendary. So any stay-at-home dads out there, you freaking crushing. Anyway, be doesn't matter. But that doesn't put wages are what people want. That's just fact. We want wages. I know people want health insurance. I get all that stuff too. But to basically say, as he does, that the employment is only a part of the number here. I said, nah, dude. I mean, we're talking about money I can use to buy stuff. And then he said the interesting thing is he said, well, the S&P 500 is wealth, not income. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It is wealth. Wealth. So he's basically saying, but your argument, Josh, is that the S&P 500 growth, which is exponentially grown above that of wages, is not the right argument. It's apples to oranges. I said, why? He goes, because one is a measure of wealth and one's a measure of income. I said, oh, gotcha. I said, well, first of all, income is measured by dollars, and health insurance is not income. You know, your freaking life insurance that you get through work is not income. But besides that, what happens to wealth? It ultimately becomes income, as we can see by Mackenzie Bezos. Mackenzie Bezos, is that her name, Mackenzie Bezos, or is it Mackenzie Gates? No, it's Melinda Gates, Mackenzie Bezos. I mean, all these people are the same. The income they have from that to provide to these evil nonprofits is from the wealth of the massive increase in the stocks. And I just like, how do you not see this, man? Yes, wealth is a measure that's different from income, but income is derived from wealth for retirees, for wealthy people. To say they're apples and oranges, it's not right. I was like, no, man, because that wealth ultimately transitions to income for somebody. And so going back to Penelope saying, do I think all charities are scams? No. But who's the benefits of donating money to charities? Well, it's going to be the donors, Mackenzie Bezos, and she don't need it. She don't need the tax write-off. And it's going to be the highfalutin guys who run these charities. Because a lot of these charities, what they do, they just set up highfalutin dinners, white tie dinners, or whatever the hell it is, to basically kiss each other's ass. And I hate that crap, dude. Anyway, so Penelope, do you think why do you ask that? And you're probably way down here. I take up Cuba. Man, if you don't like Fresca, you don't like girls. Love Fresca. I think the majority of charities are a scam. I know enough people I can help. Yeah, 100%, man. All right, here we go. It's a coincidence that this operation happened during the release of the Epstein files and an economy on the the economy's not even close on the verge of collapse. Come on, man. Ah, it's not even close. Come on, man. Doomsday. And the Epstein files are already knee deep in. I don't look. I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist ever. The Epstein files are already ingrained into the vernacular, so that's not. And the economy is not on the verge of collapse. Did I see that Bolden is beta testing AI and guardrails of software? Oh, cool. I did not. I don't mess with Bolden because I don't like men to get romantic with. But apparently Tom does. All right. I imagine Right Capital would be doing something along those lines too. In fact, I just talked to a guy today. My man, what the hell's his name? Rich out of California, and he said it's not FireCalc, but what do you say? FinCalc, FINCALC. He goes, it has a lot of Right Capital look. It look like it's like similar to Right Capital. I never heard of it. FinCalc.com, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, that's cool. Bolden's doing that, man. It's freaking awesome. Guardrails and AI, 100%. Yeah, right. If you go to another country and they you break a law, they kick you out or they throw you in jail, like they did with that freaking what's that dude's name? Brendan Griner, you know, the WNBA player, you know, the freaking Brendan guy. You know, he's freaking you taking dope to Russia, you're going to jail. I remember the guy in Singapore, some young spoiled brat in Singapore is graffitiing someplace in there. They freaking locked his ass up. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Lock his ass up, dude. You go to another country, you abide by the rules. We got Andy in the house. Yeah, wake up, Cuba. 100%. Yeah, right. You like that, Tom? 100%. Yeah, that's the whole point. Why do you think this is happening? China's got their eyes on Taiwan, and Trump is saying if we can eliminate, especially their diesel fuel capacity, they might not be so hot to trot on Taiwan. So I'm glad you brought that up. Trump is like, I don't want a hot war to defend Taiwan. The only other way is to stop their imports, diesel fuel, and things of this nature, to make it so it hurts them to go there. Look, we'll see if it happens. But I read that today. I said, oh, that's a great idea. Great point. If China's going to be saber-rattling Taiwan and we're supposed to defend them, we don't have the capacity. So the best way to do it is preemptively. We'll see, man. We'll see. Trump's always pissing off people, but he's pissing off the right people. That's what makes it good. Yeah, Canada, Australia, both like the air 100%, man. That's what it's called. Strait of Hormuz, or whatever it's called. Russia's otherwise. Let's see. Russia has to otherwise. So Russia's. I don't know what that means. Russia just basically said could be dangerous. They didn't. At least I heard they hadn't said anything like, "Oh my goodness, Trump, how dare you?" They just said this could be dangerous. I just kind of chuckled at that. Russia said it could be radioactive. It could be generate radioactivity because of nuclear weapons. And I don't believe there are new nuclear weapons. I just don't. And as such, I'm like, I'm not worried at all about nuclear radioactivity, nuclear war, anything like that. Not in the least. I don't believe in them. So it's at the end of the day, what they could do. I mean, I do worry. I don't worry too much. Being firebombed like Tokyo and Dresden and stuff. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. But I'm not at all worried about nuclear war. Everyone's like so scared of nuclear war. Oh my God, we're all gonna die of a nuclear war. It's like, okay, I don't think they exist. What will happen to the price of silver? Well, we'll see, man. Eric Sprott, who the hell is that? Says it'll go to 1,000. I don't know, man. Jimmy Crack Corn, you don't know either. North Korea and Iran are both 5,600 miles from the U.S. Yeah. Well, they fund terrorism. That's why. Right. North Korea, the Iranians fund terrorism. That's why. That's A, number one. B, if we can control their oil supplies, that puts China back in their place. I mean, if you're funding terrorism and Americans are being hurt, you need to pay a price. I just want the hedge fund managers to pay a price too. Great, you took out the Khomeini. Now let's go after some of these freaking clowns that got all these monies. Let's see. Iran can't close the strait because Oman won't allow. China won't allow because that 100%, man. I mean, China's up against it here, and I think was it Oman, whatever it's called, on the other side. Yeah, 100%. It's crazy. Hey, Cedar Falls. Hey, Barry Mark, what up, man? Back from. What the hell's PI? Philippines? Is that what PI is? Hey, look at that. Oh boy. Now we got another Filipino wife here. Everyone's got Filipino wives. Everyone but me. We have a house on Cebu Island. What the hell is that? Spend a month or so there every year. We'll retire in 2 years, God willing. Well, Prairie Mark, I thought you were freaking like on your last dollar. Apparently someplace called Cebu Island. I don't think any women are on Cebu Island. I think Prairie Marks likes to go. There's kind of like Provincetown to Cape Cod. Did I ever tell you this story? I'd never been to Cape Cod. So a couple years ago, I went. I've never been. So I wanted to drive around. I was going to go. I was hoping to get. I didn't realize I was wanting to go see those baseball. They have the Cape Cod Baseball League. I was there a month early. I didn't know that. I should have looked at this calendar, but I was stupid. Anyway, so this is during the monkeypox thing or something. I can't remember. My brother's like, "Hey, you're gonna be careful monkeypox." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Well, you're gonna get it." I said, "Why?" Because you're gonna go to Provincetown, aren't you? I said, "Yeah, probably. I guess." He goes, "Well, that's where the monkeypox is." I said, "What are you talking about?" So Provincetown. Just put it this way, Freddie Mercury would fit in very well in Provincetown, Cape Cod. And monkeypox would be very appealing. Monkeypox found Freddie Mercury and his ilk a very nice looking, if that makes sense. Because my brother said you're gonna get monkeypox by going to Provincetown. Dude, it's funny. See, dudes can joke like this. Just FYI. All right. Dudes joke. My wife, when she hears me kind of joking like this, she gets offended. Sometimes she gets mad at me. Like, babes, you don't understand. Men can joke. We goof off on each other, man. It's just all that chicks can't. Chicks got to stick up so far with the butt, like, oh, I dare you. I'm gonna hold a grudge for 8 years. Men are just like, let's just goof on each other. No one cares. And no one finds that's so offensive. And even the young guys, like I see my sons today, but they're they joke on each other all the time. It's innate for men to joke on each other. My kids live in Arlington, Iowa. Okay, Harry. That's okay. Let's get the PVC pipe of knowledge, Harry. Harry's kids live in Arlington, Iowa. Okay. I have 110 in the brokerage account, 94 in a Roth. I just turned. Whoa, crap! Holy sticker shocks, dude. Should I keep my portfolio this way or change over time? What would you change it to? I mean, maybe some international, I suppose. Yeah. So I told my daughter, and she's 25, 25. And I said, dump, 20% of VXUS, Maddie. I said, because you don't know. And, 20, 30, 40 years from now, maybe the international stocks give you some diversification. Maybe they give you more upside. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I would probably put, some into, dude, you're freaking crushing the sticker shocks. Are you a chick or a dude? Because if you're a dude, I hope there's some ladies on here that want to, well, there's very few women on here. There's a helmet fest on this show. Crazy. I'm a good-looking guy. Why don't the chicks want to be on my show? We got Penelope, Marie, a couple others on here, but not very many. It's all dudes. I think YouTube is predominantly dudes anyway. Actually, can you live stream on Instagram? Maybe that's what I need to do. Live stream on Instagram to get more chicks. If I know my wife is on Instagram. Ooh, that's what I got to figure out to do. How to live stream on Instagram. Ooh, anyway. Yeah, I'd probably add, maybe take some of that, obviously be careful of taxes. You don't want to sell something to incur a tax, but maybe put some of your Roth into VXUS, just have some diversification for international. That's what I'd probably think about doing. But yeah, dude, you're freaking crushing. Look at that. 200,000, no, more than 200,000 bucks. You're only 30. Dude, legendary. Yeah, if you got 7% a year of sticker shocks, that'd be 400,000 when you're 40, 800, 800, yeah, right. 100, 200, 400, 800. Yeah, 800,000 when you're 50. Look at Jamie Dimon. All right, here's my man, Prairie Mark. I'm retired. My wife still works. Perfect. Make her work. Yeah, make her earn her keep. Perfect time. Marry a younger lady who likes overtime. Put her to work. Dude, 100%. I like it, man. That's the way to go. My wife works. She pays for her health insurance. And I guess that's pretty much it. She didn't do nothing else around. I'm totally goofy. Charities are 100%. They're only required to spend 11% of the revenue in their so-called charitable service. You're saying 100% scam. Yeah, dude, I 100%. And we got to have colleges got to pay property tax. The whole thing's such a freaking scam. It's such a freaking money laundering scheme. Can I prove it? I'm not going to. No, I don't know. Allegedly. It's allegedly. But I mean, I guarantee if someone was to look under the freaking peel back the curtain there, they'd say, man, there's fraud up and down this crap. Yeah, 100% scam. Look at my man. You got to be kidding me. Here's a social media insurance bro. Appreciate what you do. Let's keep educating the masses. Yes, sir. Well, I'm not sure I educate them, but I have fun. Whatever the hell I'm doing is enjoyable to me, so I appreciate it. We have lived in Cedar Falls 2.5 years. Okay. Well, what's what be like an Iowa convention here? What the hell's going on? Even though Iowa football is my team, all right? Iowa football, just FYI. Joshua, who does not curse out his enemies. Yeah, I hate that cursing stuff, dude. You look like not you, but you look like a clown. F this, F that. I'm like, why do you gotta be a dick? I see this on X, Twitter all the time. Like, I don't get it. Like some guy just said, what do you call me? A white supremacist, dyslexia. something like that. I said, like, it was just all kinds. It's like, I don't, it's like, okay, you caught me. I was like, I don't get it. Why? Like, the first thing is like, you're a white supremacist, dyslexic, blah, 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 scumbag. And I was like, okay. My CPI does not match the government numbers for sure. Right on, Jamie. So what is yours? Like, I mean, tell us, like, it could be higher. It could be higher than the government numbers. Absolutely. Dude, look at my man right here. Brian Moorfield, debt free, 5 years. Dude, what I got an email from this lady today. It's gonna be a soon to be client. She's scared. She's scared of crap of retirement, and she gave me just a list of some of her stuff. We'll call her Shelly. I said, Shelly. I said, so it's just. I said, man, do you see the number? The very last in her line item of her stuff, and just kind of almost thrown it away line was debt free. I said, Shelly, you're friggin' debt free. There's no, let's just show you. I hope, oh man, am I good? Yeah, I forgot I got this thing. Hey, forgot about this. So I said, Shelly, killing me. Man, you want to send me money? I'm freaking happy to take it. And she sent me money, but it's like, dude, I can't guarantee anything. I'm not God, but probably should have done this before that. Speaking of dyslexia, that's what he calls me, dyslexic. Decoding dyslexia, Georgia. Decoding dyslexia. All right. Like, go back to Penelope, Orton Gillingham. That's a wonderful program to get kids who have dyslexia to learn how to read. There's dyslexic charities that help that. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, especially with poor kids, because we could afford it. We could afford a private person to teach my son, how to read. And we had speech therapists for my two boys too. We could afford it. Sucked. It wasn't cheap. But there's a lot of kids that can't afford that crap, and they're going to be stuck because they can't read. It's wonderful. There are charities that do this. Should my donation be required to have a tax deduction on it? If that's the case, then I suck donkey balls. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. Like, so I'm going to give you $10,000 to help this, the dyslexia here in Georgia using the Orton Gillingham program, but only if I get a tax deduction. If that's true, then you suck. And I don't want those people being rich anyway. And so we might as well make them pay tax anyhow. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, regardless of the dyslexia, and I think it's International Dyslexia Foundation here in Georgia, whatever it's called. It's ID. What the hell is it called? IDA, International Dyslexia Association, something like that. Anyway, regardless of if they're a scam or not, they should not only be existing because of charitable deductions. That's crazy to me. All right. So remember, oh man, freaking, what's her name? Linda had sent me some things that smell. I left them. Did I put them over here? I saw them just today. Oh man, nope. Damn. Where were those things? Oh man. Anyway, damn. I want to smell them. All right. Where the hell were they? Oh, they must be upstairs. Thanks, Linda. Linda from Florida, crushing. All right, so hope y'all can hear. The 4 quadrants of retirement plan. Debt, pension, no debt, no pension. That's some serious good handwriting there. So as always, if you can have no debt and a pension, I can almost guarantee you're going to be able to retire. Almost guarantee. Almost guarantee. And the reason is the same reason all the time. You're frugal with your money. How do I know you're frugal with your money? And you're content because you worked at the same job that has a pension. You don't get a pension for working there for 3 years, 20, 25, 30 years. You stayed, kept your nose clean, your head down, you stayed at that job for 20, 25, 30 years. All right. On top of that, if you don't have any debt, You weren't a fancy spender. You weren't like, oh man, life would be so much better if I just had this, that, and the other, taking on debt. I could, if we took 100 people who had no debt and a pension, I would be willing to bet 85 of those people are going to be just fine in retirement, if not. Now, does that mean if you have a debt and no pension, you can't retire? No, not at all. Not. I talked to the guy, wasn't today, yesterday, 2 days ago. Can't remember. I basically talk to one person a day, and today, so every Saturday too. So Saturday, so I usually talk to 5 or 6 people a week, and I've been doing this for years. But anyway, was it Thursday? I can't remember. But anyway, the guy had 125,000 left on his mortgage, no pension. Fine. I mean, it's just the mortgage isn't really killing him. I said, you could pay it off, but I said, I think he's getting 3.25 as an interest rate or something like that. I said, why even bother, man? Your interest, the only interest is only costs like $2,000-3,000 a year, whatever it was. I said, it doesn't matter. So anyway, he had debt. He had no pension. He's gonna be fine. Now, again, preferably, I mean, so when like Shelly wrote me, I said, oh man, like you got no debt. No debt. I just already know. I can't remember if she had a pension or not. I think I don't recall. So what if you have no debt and no pension? Well, debt is the critical thing. I'm telling you, no debt. Because if you don't have debt, in fact, I was just talking to my wife. We went up to the 5K today. We drove by some trailers. I said, babes, if you're not here, I'll live right over there. She said, no, you won't. That's embarrassing. I said, no, dude, I don't care. And she goes, I don't want you living in a trailer. I said, she goes, if anything, at least get a double wide, because I always saying that she's a queen of my double wide trailer. She's the queen of my double wide trailer with the polyester curtain and the redwood deck. You know that song from the 90s? She doesn't find that song very funny. I like it. She doesn't want to be the queen of my double wide trailer. But anyway, but she did say it's kind of funny. At least get a double wide. I said, okay. Instead of a single trailer, on my single trailer won't even be part of it. Won't even have it. We'll still have the wheels on it. Be on the found. It won't even be on the foundation. When I used to write home mortgages and equity lines and stuff at the bank, if you had we had lots of trailer people back in Western Virginia, not West Virginia, Western Virginia. And the first thing that is on a foundation or not. If it's on wheels, it's considered private property, personal property. So a single wide trailer on wheels is considered personal property, like a vehicle is in the Commonwealth of Virginia, all right, which means it has a different tax rate. It doesn't have as much equity in it because it's a depreciating asset, all right, unlike because it's a vehicle. So a trailer that's on wheels is a personal property piece of real estate, if you would not real estate, whatever, ownership. You put that on a foundation, a foundation, just a skirt, some cinder blocks. Anyway, so when you put it on, you just put some cinder blocks down, put a skirt on it. The skirt is just, kind of to keep the moisture from coming up from underneath. And all of a sudden now you have not, it's a real estate. You register in the county as a deed of trust or a deed. And if you take a loan against, it's called a deed of trust. Unlike personal property. It's just funny. That one little thing. First thing, I got a trailer. All right. Because lots of people in Western Virginia have trailers. Is it on a foundation or not? Yep. All right. Did I have to underwrite? Did I have to go look at it? No. And he said, okay. And then how we knew if it's on a foundation or not is we'd look up the county records. And you say, okay, Shelly here. She's got this property at 121, Sunset Drive in Dayton, Virginia. It shows it's a trailer on a permanent foundation. All right, Shelly, we're going to write you as that's your home. If Shelly did not have that in the county record because it was on wheels as opposed to a foundation, we couldn't give a loan against it because it's a vehicle. And vehicles are depreciating assets, where a trailer on a foundation is theoretically a appreciating asset. Now, so going back to Shelly here, but not Shelly because we were talking about her. Oh, yeah, I can't remember if she had a pension or not. I forgot. But if you have no debt, that's the issue. Because you got no debt, you're like, man, I just freaking live in a trailer. Me and Sammy Kershaw, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'll just go live in a trailer, man. I don't care. And my wife didn't find that comforting, but she goes, just make sure you get a lady with a double wide. It's funny. Oh boy. Simpsons predicted economic collapse post-Trump. You know it. We're all going to die. Economic collapse is here. First, it's going to be Sharia law. All right. We're all going to be bowing down, facing east to Mecca, Sharia law. And then it's going to be economic collapse. I wanted to share. I don't have my phone. I wanted to share this thing. They canned him. I'm missing something. Are there any President Trump's policy that do the vaccines? The friggin' President Trump was the biggest salesman of vaccines in the history of mankind. Like Barack Obama was the biggest salesman of firearms in the history of mankind. Trump is the biggest vaccine salesman in the history of mankind. If you're around here, Jesse Clark, during 2020, you would have known how anti-Trump I was during his whole little freaking pandemic scandals. It was horrible. I was pissed. I was still pissed, man. Midnight Express. Never seen it, Penelope. I don't know anything about Midnight Express. I don't know anything. It's scary because about the Chinese come or something like that. Yeah, so I strongly disagree with the vaccine crap. And I don't know why he hasn't apologized. I don't understand it. And I strongly disagree with him coming after Brian Kemp, my governor, DeSantis down there in Florida, and the people in Sweden for challenging the orthodox of the stupid pandemic. What else do I disagree with Trump? Yeah, people are all upset about the glyphosate. I'm not that upset about it at all. I guess I'm pretty heavy hitter Trump fans that email me every now and again. They're pissed off about the glyphosate thing. Dude, if you want to feed millions and millions and millions of people who don't grow their own food, you're going to have to use chemicals, some of which are probably not good for you. The alternative is a starving population. This is what drives me up the wall. It's kind of like Roundup. Is Roundup, do you want to use Roundup? No. Is Roundup effective at killing weeds? Yes. The reason it's effective at killing weeds because it's a killer. It's a killing agent. All right. Do you want that crap on your food? No. Do you want that crap on your food if the alternative is having no food? Yes. I mean, it's amazing to me how like Monsanto is a bad guy and all this when the alternative would be what exactly? Organic? It's kind of like saying solar and wind is going to give us the not just electricity we need, but the energy we need to run our society. It's just not true. Organic will not provide the food we need. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's silly. It's the craziest thing to me. I hate Monsanto. I hate glyphosate, whatever this called. Dude, I get it. But I don't like. I eat grass-fed beef that have no antibiotics, no hormones or anything. I cage-free, not cage-free, free-range chickens. 100%. It's more expensive. I have the money to do it. The vast majority of people don't. In fact, even in my own garden, I use fertilizer. Holy crap! No way, Josh. Yep, synthetic fertilizer right here. Mittlander Garter right there. Synthetic fertilizer. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's going to lead to runoff. The Gulf of Mexico. Synthetic. It is all natural. It comes from rocks. But it's fertilizer. It's not organic. Mittlander. I use this. I need to start planting some here. Wow, today was a beautiful. I should have planted some stuff today. Today was a good day to plant some stuff because it's warm now. I think the last frost is probably behind us. And I didn't plant anything. Normally, I'll show you. Normally, I have my seeds banks starting here. Oh, man, my knee hurts. I'll show you. All right, so normally, I don't know if you can see this. This is where I got my arrow garden. And I'll usually start some seeds right there. And you can't really see it, but I have a heat mat down there to start my seeds. And I got back here too. Where is it, man? So you can see I got the lights right here. Here's my grow lights right here. Another grow light. And normally I haven't done it this year though. I just don't know why. Actually, I'm not sure I should have. But normally I have my heat lamps and stuff to get the seeds started already, and I just put them in the ground. But just got lazy, I guess. I got COVID, maybe monkeypox. But anyway, so that's where I keep all my And I got my seeds over in here. Y'all can't really see that, but you guys gonna have to trust me. So here's some right here. You know, this I got the Mountain Valley seeds from they're from a Mormon company out there in Utah. Sugar snap peas, my favorite, dude. I freaking love. Oh, I gotta bring these. I can eat sugar snap peas like freaking Bill Clinton likes Epstein Island. I just, dude. Oh my goodness. Give Bill Clinton Epstein Island and give me this. I'll be happier than Bill Clinton. Yeah, I love sugar snap peas. So hey, what you do is just you put them in your. You don't even really need grow lights. Just get them started. Just got to keep it warm enough and moist enough for them to sprout a little bit. That's all. You always want to wet them down for about a day, 24 hours or something. Put them in a little moisture or a soil, just a little bit, and just let them sprout. No big deal. Generally speaking, you can do that. And it's probably, I think the first frost is behind us. I'm assuming we just had somebody say oil is going to fall. Charlie Handball says gold is going to jump. There's Jerry. My wife and I are putting $800 a month into our 401ks and $625 in our IRAs. And flexible premium deferred annuities for the guarantee. Is that a mistake? Should all go in the 401k? Yeah, it looks like they're both deductible. Who cares? But I don't think you get the annuity inside your 401k. So if you want the annuity, it's got to be inside your IRA. I ain't wrong with that at all. Just talked to a guy 3 days ago, something like that. He put $100,000 in an annuity in 2007 or 17. I can't remember. I think maybe it was 2017. 2007, that's what it was. And he's been taking $10,000 a year off since 2017. That's what it was. So he put $100,000 into an annuity in 2007. In 2017, he's been pulling $10,000 a year off, and it's still worth $100,000 today. I could take a leak. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Coffee break. I didn't wash my hands, just FYI. I don't believe in wash my hands. Anyway, that was pretty good. So I said, man, he's like, should I get rid of the annuity? I said, nah, man, you're getting $10,000. As long as you're alive, you're going to get that $10,000 a year. And he's only 68, 67 or something like that. I said, you got another 15 years left. It's a good product. Yeah, who knows, man? Will the markets fall on money because of the war in Iran? No idea. I didn't realize Pulverizer liked women. I thought Pulverizer was on the other side, if you know what I'm saying. Millions of women on Cebu. What the hell is Cebu? I got to look up Cebu. How do I divorce my wife without giving her any money? I don't think you do that, actually. I got to look up Cebu Island. What the hell, man? Cebu Island. All right. Let's take a look. We're going to look at Cebu Island together. Don't divorce your wife, dude. Come on. There's Cebu Island. All right. This island in the Philippines. Let's look at some image. Oh, Maine looks better than that. Dude. Look at Cebu Island. That's stupid. That's ugly. No one wants to live there. Well, that place sucks. Look at this. Crapville. That's nothing. That place sucks. Look at the water. Like all that kind of color. No one wants. Look at that beach. That's horrible. No one wants to live in Cebu Island. You gotta live the Negros Occidental, black accidents, or accidentally black. Is that what that? And then you got water. No one wants to be here. Look at this place. This place sucks. Cebu Island. Can y'all see that? Yeah, that place is horrible. Yeah. Look at that beach. That's disgusting. All right, let's compare that to Peaks Island, Maine. All right, I'm going to show you what an island is. All right, that place sucks. Freaking the women in Cebu Island aren't hot. The beaches suck. The weather sucks. But watch this place. This is where the women are hot. The beaches are awesome, and the weather is fantastic. Here's Peaks Island, Maine. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't remember that beach right there. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, I guess. Oops, can y'all see that? Adventures in New England. Yeah, I'll show you this beach. Look at that. Look at that sand. Look at that sand. Look at that. There's where I used to jump off. Look at our water. 10 times better than Cebu Island. Yeah, Cebu Island. So look at that. That's not Peaks Island. We don't have beaches like that. I'm telling you that right now. Like how I said like I live there still. Look at those beaches right there. Freaking Peaks Island. We'll kill Cebu Island in a war. Yeah, there it is. Peaks Island right there. I'll show you. You guys are all saying Cebu Island's the best. So my house is right up in here. So here's the boat with dock. And I'd have to walk over here and walk right up there. There's my house. So Peaks Island, Cascade, Maine. So people say, I'm going to Cebu Island. You just say, I'm going to Peaks Island. We actually have a sandy beach at Peaks Island. And I took my wife and kids there like 15 years ago or something. And about 15 years ago. And I thought we were on Sandy Beach and there was no sand. It was all rocks. I said, man, I remember this being all rocky. I thought it was sandy. So I guess it's not Sandy Beach. So we're walking back to our place that we rented, and these kids were walking by. I said, man, where's Sandy Beach? He goes, you were just on it. I said, that's Sandy Beach. He goes, yeah. I said, there's no sand. He goes, they just looked at me like, what? Yeah. Let's see. Persian women have the highest rates of nose jobs. Okay. Really? Yeah, joke is one of the best things about dude. I think Korean women are smoking hot. Completely agree. Completely, dude. Korean women are freaking. I used to date a Korean chick back in college, and she was freaking, man, she hot. All there is to it. And she was fun. Really nothing in common. We just like to drink. We like to drink and we like to party. And I never, nothing other than drinking, but we like to drink, that's for sure. And we had fun. Is VTI chill? Oh, yeah, absolutely, dude. 100%. So my man says the total stock index, is that still the best fund to buy for a non-retiree growing well? 100%. And I have that too, my man. I put $1,000 a month into VTI every single month. $1,000 a month, $1,000. I don't pay any attention. I have no clue what my account is worth. None. And now I have my Roth, which I don't contribute anymore because I make too much money. God willing, I'll continue to make too much money. So you guys should send super chats. But I just $1,000 a month of VTI, I pay no mind. And you shouldn't either. Don't pay any mind to it. Just let it roll. You're gonna be fine. I think. I don't know. I'm basically all VOO. So remember, VOO, 70% of VTI is VOO. Just keep that in mind. So he's got this person laughing at you has got the S&P 500. VTI is 70% S&P 500 with the other 30% in the small and mid cap, what's called the extended market index. So he's got VOO and you got VOO too, brother. But you have more diversity because you have small and mid-sized companies as well. And I would say if I'm in my 30s, I'd want to get some small and mid-sized companies in there. So I'd say maybe look at buying VTI as opposed to VOO going forward. But, you never want to create a taxable event. Don't do that. Don't listen to me, because if you did and you sold something, it'd be taxable to you. You don't want that. No reason to create taxes. But going forward, you probably have a little bit of both or have VTI. Saucy, you know what I'm saying? My comment about my kids was, yeah, I figured that, Harry. I just saying, who cares? But no one of any significance has ever lived in Arlington, Iowa. Just totally kidding you, man. I think it might get welcome back upstairs the rolling pin. You're probably right. SCHD is over. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I mean, the dividend stuff, I get it. I don't know. Who knows what's over. I don't know how you can say it's overrated, but I think a lot of people are too inclined to pursue the dividend strategy as opposed to just total growth strategy, total return. But I get it. Getting a dividend income is nice. It is nice, but so is a total return. And sometimes they do kind of compete with each other. But I do think there's way too much thought process on generating a dividend income stream as opposed to just getting total returns. Leading with money is an off way to start a relationship. 100%, man. I do want an Iowa jersey. 100%, Harry. If you got me an Iowa Hawkeye, but not a jersey, a yellow Iowa. I don't like black T-shirts. I can't stand black T-shirts. But if you were to give me a yellow Iowa Hawkeyes T-shirt, that would be fantastic. With the Hawkeye thing, whatever the hell it's called, that's my team, man. Iowa Hawkeyes. You know why? Because they got a bunch of whiteys. Dude, it's awesome. It's like going back watching 1950s football. I love it, man. I love watching Iowa. It's just freaking 3 yards in a cloud of dust, a stout defense. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, that freaking Iowa, the Hawkeye thing. Remember Chuck Long and what's that guy's name? The coach? Fairbanks? No, what the hell was he called? What the hell was the coach? Yeah, Chuck Long. Can't remember the coach. Yep. Lots of German surnames, exactly. Yeah, John Purdy. Should spouse over 60 roll over deceased's spouse traditional IRA? Probably. I don't know any reason not to at this stage, but it's a good question, Hans. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the circumstance. There might be something else going on, but yeah, generally speaking, yeah. Dyslexic kids can have chips implanted in their brains. They'll tell them what they're reading. Yeah. We got Liberty versus Jacksonville. Is that Jeremy? What are you posting about Liberty University, Jeremy? I don't get it. Jeremy, what's going on, man? You posting about Liberty University? Why? You don't have anything to do with Liberty. I don't get it. What are you doing, Jeremy? Jeremy, you've been drinking again. My favorite. Is your home gym next to the man cave? That's not a man cave. This is my kids, actually. The whole man cave thing is silly in my. That's basically where the kids come and play. Now they hang out, smoke dope, get the ladies, try to get with the ladies down here. No, but I don't really come down here that often. I mean, here is where I work. Right there is where I take some calls, do some videos right here, but I don't even go on that side at all. Yep, no debt, no pension. Still retired at 55. Yep. Yeah, retired at 52, man. 100%. Yeah, right here, no debt to no pension. No debt and a pension. I'm a full-time internet troll. Oh man, here's Mark. All right, Mark. What's Mark will say here? Depends on where you live. We have no debt and pension, but live in a medium to high cost of living city, Philadelphia. We won't move because our kids and family. Yeah, what I'm saying, man. I mean, look, there's always an exception, 100%. But at the end, especially if you live in New Jersey, I think you're in South Jersey now, if memory serves. Yeah, property taxes, no pension, but if you live in South Jersey, that's a freaking property tax. No debt, that's a property tax. Yeah, you got to fondle that like button. Yeah, damn that the property tax. What I'm saying. Yeah, here's being a big fish in a small pond is cool. I could live in a little studio apartment as a trailer. Yeah, 100%, man. Absolutely. I'd have paid $300 a year to drive a Honda Accord in Northern Virginia, and they're 100%, dude. Absolutely. The personal property tax is freaking evil. All right. Let's see. Is Buffered ETA Powhatan Point? That's where Penelope got her first kiss. Her and her husband or boyfriend back then, they said, let's go to Powhatan Point and watch the drive-through. They went to go watch the drive-through at Powhatan Point, and Biff was there. Biff was trying to get with Penelope, and Penelope's husband said, they're playing Earth Angel on the car radio, and Penelope's husband, we'll call him Pineapple and Penelope said, get out of here, Biff. And he punched him, and they got married and been happily married ever since. And then after they got that first smooch at Powhatan Point, They moved to California, where Penelope's been ever since. That's the story of Penelope right there. Powhatan Point, Biff, Pineapple the husband, Earth Angel drive through, and that smooch that we didn't know was going to happen. Next thing you know, the rest is histoire. Look at my man who's giving me $4. What do I think about 100% buffered ETF to S&P 500's bond portion of your 60-40 portfolio? Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Just the drawback of the buffered stuff is just complexity. Look, I'm a simpleton. That's why I went in the infantry. I like to keep it simple, stupid. So I get these questions on buffer stuff a lot. I used to sell them a little bit when I was a broker, and I get no problem with them at all. I just think, do you actually need it? And the answer, I get it. There's potential more upside than the bonds. I get it, with some downside protection. But remember, these are created by the financial industry to benefit the financial industry. And that's the thing. You always got to remember this. At the end of the day, who's getting the benefit of selling you these type of products? All right, it's the financial industry. And that anytime they give you these products, you just say, what is it in for them? Well, in it for them is expense and the commissions. You're like, okay, so you factor in the commissions and expenses. Would I be better off in this, or just going to a naked ETF, 8 basis point bond fund? And I just think in this day and age where the interest rates have flattened, if not gone down, that's the interest rates. You can't really see that, can you? Jeremy, hey, Filipino fiance passed medical. Next is biometrics, and then embassy. Hey, right on, dude. Freaking, let's say prayers for Jeremy. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your abundance that you provided to us. We pray for people like Jeremy who are engaged. My daughter engaged. Just youngins out there engaging. Try to family formation. Family formation is the key for growth. The key to populate the earth with Christ-fearing or God-fearing, Christ-loving individuals. We just pray for success for Jeremy and his wife, his fiance. We pray for all young people who are out there struggling right now, worried about family formation. Lord, just give them the strength to do it. Just bite the bullet and do it. Give them the strength and the faith that you will provide. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Dude, I love people getting married. It's the best thing that ever happened. All these idiots out there, Pulverizer, and the other guy, remember we used to have Crazy Carl, Big Tao. I don't know if Pulverizer was Big Tao. I hate that crap. Look, trust me, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact the woman makes out like a bandit in the marriage. And I know for a fact the women start the divorces. I get that. What I've seen in my career, though, is many of the women who start to initiate the divorce, what I'm trying to say, did so because the husband was doing bad things. You know what I'm saying? Getting jiggy with other chicks, being addicted to pornography, gambling, running up massive amounts of debts, going to Thailand, finding some, freaking lady boy kind of thing. Trust, do not take this wrong, man. Pulverizer, do not put words in my mouth. I'm not saying this happens a lot. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I've seen it enough where I hear these people say women initiate most of the divorces. I said, I know. But why are they doing that? It's kind of like everyone wants to blame feminism. I'm like, well, what caused feminism? Is men being scumbags. It just is. Now, did feminism go over the top? Yep, absolutely. Are there women out there going over the top? Absolutely. The funny thing is, I don't know how it came on my feed. I think it was Carl had sent me this video about some divorce lawyer, a great white underbelly or something like that, and I didn't watch it. This is like when Carl was still on this channel before he started being stupid. And I said, all right, Carl, I'll just watch it. Because I just don't care. But I was like, all right, I'll watch it. And he said a couple interesting things. And I guess since I watched that video, I've had some of these other videos show up about, the plight of marriages and stuff. I just like, yeah. And look, my wife could leave me tomorrow and I'd hate that, but I've had 26 good years of marriage with her. So I'm happy for that. So whatever. But what else was I going to say? Oh, the thing with the women initiating a divorce is sometimes they initiate the divorce because they're idiots. Like there's one video I saw, it's all AI. It's actually well done. It's kind of scary. I'm AI, by the way. I'm an AI bot. Anyway, I'm a anime. Anyway, so the guys I think this is a lot of credibility to this. So the guy was married to his wife. They've been married for 20 years or something like that. I think in the late 40s, something like that. And she wanted to lose some pounds. So she went to a gym, got, hooked up with a personal trainer, and then became very, let's put it this way, very jiggy with a personal trainer. And then, she said, she found herself, and, she divorced the husband, and she went with a personal trainer. Now, remember, she's in her late 40s. The personal trainer was 32 years old. And what happened was, and it's just a story, but I think this happens quite a bit, or I bet it happens a lot, is that the personal trainer that said, I don't want an older woman. I mean, I liked it initially, but now I'm moving on. I want a younger chick. Men like younger women. It's just a fact. Rightly or wrongly, men like younger women. And if you're in your 40s or 50s, it's going to be tough to find a dude because the guys who are in their 40s or 50s are liking younger chicks. It is. Anyway, the point of this episode was now her husband is a mature guy making money. Start getting, he's not wealthy, but he's, making decent money. He got fit, and he's 52, 53, and women like a guy who's like in that position, financially stable, no debt. You see what I'm saying? Healthy. Younger chicks do. And that's what the whole point. So and again, it's just a story, but he found online some 40-year-old lady who's also divorced, but he's 52, she's 40. And then he looked at his ex-wife, and she's 52, and she got dumped by the trainer, and no one wants her anymore because she's older now. And as sad as that is, I do think that happens a lot with women too. They say, I want more excitement, and my husband isn't giving it to me, so I'm going to go out with this young trainer, and the young trainer is going to dump you like a freaking sack of rice the minute he finds another chick. That's another thing I never quite understood. If your spouse or if your boyfriend or girlfriend, that's what I was to say. So if you are in a relationship with someone who's married to somebody else, that's what it was. If you're in a relationship with someone who's married to somebody else, and that person you're in a relationship with is going to leave his or her husband or wife, whatever, why would you think they wouldn't do the same to you? I never understood that. Like, I'm Martha, I'm dating Bobby, who's married to Jane. I'm like, and Bobby's going to leave Jane for me. I'm like, Martha, why would you think Bobby is going to leave you too? I never understood. That doesn't make any sense. So he's going to leave his wife for you. You don't think he'll leave you eventually? It's the weirdest thing. Now, as someone who had girlfriends when I was in high school who wasn't very loyal, just let me tell you, is the reason these guys are philanthropists or whatever they call philanderers is because they don't have any self-confidence. That their whole net worth is based on how many chicks you can hook up with. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be necessarily sexual, but how many kind of is, and that's what their whole net worth is, personal worth is based on. It's like, hey, I got a chick, that's good. I want to get another one because that makes me feel like a bigger man. I'm just telling you right now, I haven't gone through that in high school. And it's embarrassing. Now you look back like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And that's what these dudes are doing. And they're like, oh man, I got to freaking get with that chick, get that chick, get that chick. You're like, what's just wrong with your chick? Because they have no sense of self-worth is what it is, these philanderers. Anyway, so the point, I don't know why we went down that road, but I just love when people get married. And if they're getting married in their 30s, more power to them, man. I got married when I was 29. Charlotte was 25. Had her first kid at 30. If I would have got married when I was 26, we would not be here today. I'm telling you right now. All right. Hot and Point. All right. Monsanto is a bad guy for monetizing farmers. GMOs. Try getting a heirloom corn seed. Yeah, it's almost impossible. I completely agree with that. Completely. Sri Lanka will starve to death. Yeah, 100%. I remember that. That's right. I remember that. Sri Lanka. Gonna have a whole red tide outbreak here in Tampa because of your damn fertilizer. Yeah. Yep. Mittleider. Gardening is doing that right here. Mittleider. Made from rocks. Let's see if you guys have you heard the song "I Will Not Break" by Disturbed? It's been out a year and it had reached number 1. No. All right. I have not heard that. I'm not all that familiar with Disturbed. I think they're a metal-ish band, maybe a new metal band. hard for me. I haven't listened to a whole lot of new metal. Can't lie to you. I was actually just listening to Slayer, Rain and Blood on the treadmill yesterday. Josh is growing weed, right, man? I used to grow pot. Oh, there you go. Pulverizer used to grow pot. Shocking. Is anyone shocked by that? Nope. Well, because I'm cool and you drool, Celtic Spirit. Of course, my basement man cave is bigger. You know what else is bigger? Actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm Irish, and I think you are too. So us Irishmen, we gotta keep together with our lack of bigness, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, who got Josh sidetracks? All right, gardening's a good hobby. Yeah. Gee, crush these. All right. I would want to sneak in Josh's house and drive all this. Be my guest, man, and set me up a freaking thing where when the electricity goes out, my fan will still push the heat out because we got natural gas for heat. All right. Calls it gardening. All right. I think we can't buy raw milk. Yeah, you can't buy raw milk in Virginia, dude. Freaking, that's crazy. You can't buy raw milk in Virginia, Jeremy. You freaking, what the hell did what's his name before stupid CIA babe do? What's that guy's name? Youngkin. Why could you not buy raw milk? That's freaking idiots, dude. They suck donkey balls. Did someone slip me a Mazda drink? Is that Fresca Spark? Intermission right on. Right. Drop it. I hear the Jeopardy song playing. Oh, man. He grabs that pipe. Oh, boy. That's right. And I didn't wash my hands either. All right. Cebu City's in the Philippines. Yeah, but no one cares. Right. Make your own coffee, dude. Much less expensive. It tastes better. What are you talking about? Make my own coffee. Much less expensive. It tastes better. In your experience, how much of a middle-aged person's net worth is in their house? Ooh, good question. Wow, you only keep 4% of your net worth in your house? That's low. Man, I'd say about my net worth, I'd say 2/3 is in my house. I think the vast majority of people there, Joe Christmas, has their net worth in their home. The majority of their net worth is in their home, man. In fact, you can look at the survey of consumer finances and see, oh, by the way, it's going to be Christmas in October. The new survey of consumer finances is coming out in Christmas, October. Speaking of Joe Christmas. And they do that every 3 years. They publish it every 3 years. So it'll be for 2025. They're going to publish it in October 2026. And the survey for consumer finances, the last time it was published was in 2022 when the market was tanking. And all these idiots out there saying, oh, economic crash, Peter Schiff and all these fools. Oh. I'm like, yeah, what happened from 2022 to now? Yeah, economic crash. My behind. I do make my own coffee. I don't get that comment. What are you talking about? If you have money sitting in a bank, what's a good way to invest it? Starting in a Roth 401k with no match or a better place? Yeah, it depends on how much money you have. But nice thing about a Roth 401k as opposed to Roth IRAs, you can put a lot more into your Roth 401k. I can't remember the contributions amounts anymore. $19,000, something like I can't remember. But Roth IRA, you can put only $7,000 to $8,000 in. A Roth 401k, you can put a whole lot more in. So absolutely, man, 100%. I just inherited $100,000. What should I do with it? Man, I have no idea, brother. Oof, good question. You should send it to me. Gift tax free. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Depends on your circumstances. 100%. Yep. Look at Don, $1.99. Right on, man. I'm a hell of a salesman, Don. Well, for $1.99, my sales skills have really suck and wind. If I was a hell of a salesman, you would have given me $10.99. Looking to retire before Social Security or 55 and consider withdrawal by 401k would take the penalty and establish would be an annuity yourself, not incur the penalty. Yeah, if you do a 72T where you take the annuity to yourself, you got to do it for until you're 59 and a half. Was it 5 years or 59 and a half, whichever is longer, if memory serves. Yeah, people do the 72T all the time. I've never liked it because it's limits on how much you can take out. But, as opposed to the 10% penalty, that's a good way to go. All right. Yeah, quit drinking, man. That's the way to do it. Ended a 40-year run on the drink, 100%. Yeah, it's 100% Penelope because they're smoking dope. But someone said last time they're smoking weed. And the weed that they're smoking isn't the weed from the hippie days. That's for damn sure. Talk about synthetic. All right. Could see the families who use a CFP may divorce for different reasons that they're financially secure. Yeah, but that's I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Powhatan Point is a real dump of a little town. You used to go there to visit an aunt and to meet your husband and Biff. Your husband, Pineapple, and Biff. Don't forget that. All right, we got the divorce lawyer. Yeah, James Sexton, soft white underbelly. Mark, somebody's channel. Yeah, James Sexton. It was not a bad thing. I just, oh man. Yeah, his stories make me sad for what's happened. Yeah. All right, my friends. I think I don't like the 72T either. I completely agree. It's better than 10% Pelton, 100%. Fast Eddie says he has less than 20% in his house. Wow, Fast Eddie. Wow. We're supposed to be so impressed. The other guy had 4% in his house. So if he had $100,000 net worth, Fast Eddie, how much is his net worth of his house? $4,000. I did that right there in my head with my gray hair. Look at Fast Eddie. He's like, Josh, you need to dye your hair. No, I don't. Mom 77 wants to rip Band-Aid off and do 100% Roth conversion on a rollover because she doesn't want to leave tax consequences. Is tired of Irma and RMD's balances over million. Man, that's going to be a $35,000, 35% tax right out the gate. So she'll do, I don't know, man, 77 years old. T-shirt large, Harry. Dude, if you did that, man. Yeah, Richard Vega is fantastic. I like that guy. I know all the you already said prayers. You said prayers already. I'm willing to do another one, but it's a 37%. Yeah, Richard Vega. That book really, that book, and then one from Richard II, the Macroeconomic Holy Grail book, I think is what it's called. Those two really shook me up, man. I was like, damn, I wasn't prepared for this. Wasn't prepared to challenge my monetarist point of view. Then I just got done reading The Bad Samaritan by Ha-Joon Chang. Another one too. I was like, the monetarists, they don't have a lot of room to stand on, man. I was like, damn. Now I'm going to read the one from Michael Hudson, Protectionist. I forgot what it's called. I got so many damn books up there I got to go through. But anyway, the point being is at the end of the day, what we've been told about neoclassical economics is just, I'm not saying it's a fraud. It's silly, man. I'm just like, come on. I mean, even Friedman himself says what caused the Great Depression was a contraction of the monetary supply. That's inherently MMT right there. If contraction of the monetary supply caused a depression, then the way out of the depression was expanding the monetary supply. That's modern monetary theory to a T right there. Get the dollars to the people. And you can say it's Keynesian. I would say it's MMT. Now, can you do that forever? I don't know. But, and another thing that pissed me off too is like, what's this deal with? It's got to be a 2% inflation. Why? Why is 4% that much worse? In fact, if you actually look, the whole thing, that's what was about Ha-Joon Chang's book. It's like he shows some economies that with inflation was high, but the economy is still booming. Like you never thought about anything. Like inflation is always never a bad thing. It's a tax. Yeah, but all right. I mean, we got to pay tax anyway. So I'm paying tax on my inflation and stuff, but my economy is growing. My personal net worth is growing. That's the tax. Give the Caesar what Caesar's. Yeah, I don't know, man. That Roth he's 77 years old. So if she were to get 7% a year, that 630,000 would be worth 1.26 million in 10 years. She'll be 87 years old and she'll have netted 26%. 26%. Now, none of it will be taxed to the kids, I grant you, and there will be no more Irma. That's a fact. But man, that's a big hit. With that said, I had these people, Paul and Doris in New York. I'll never get them. They did this in 2011 because New York, but first of all, they're getting, I can't remember what it was. You had 2 years. I think it was 2 years to pay the tax on Roth conversions. don't quote me. I think it was 2 years to pay the tax on Roth conversions. New York State had $1 million estate tax exemption. And I can't remember what else it was. I think the Bush tax laws were sunsetting or something. I can't remember. Bush tax laws were sunsetting. There's a 2-year, you can pay the tax over 2 years for Roth conversions. And the New York State had a $1 million estate tax exemption. And as such, they did that Roth conversion and immediately it reduced their estate about $1 million. I'll never forget this. It immediately reduced their estate by the amount of taxes. They had to pay 10%, I think, to New York, 35% to the Fed. So they lost 45%, but they had to pay it over 2 years as opposed to one. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And you fast forward till today, and I haven't spoken to him, 15 years. They're probably dead now. But that account would be worth literally millions tax-free because they did it all in one fell swoop. I was like, damn. I'll never forget that because he wanted to. I'll never forget talking to him. I said, Paul, are you sure you want to do this? He goes, yep. I don't trust that they're not going to lower they're not going to increase the estate tax exemption. I don't trust that. And so I know for a way, and that's great financial planning on his part. He took a gamble and he paid off big time. And if memory serves, New York since increased their estate tax exemption, I want to say to $5 million. And then obviously the tax man got their share way back then. And no more taxes at all. And then it was a good move, man. Good move across the board. And then the federal estate tax back then was $2 million or something like that. And now it's, whatever, it's like 15 million. So it's all good. All good. Should I put cash into a brokerage or for a Roth at 60? Seems like I mean, if it's not, I'd do Roth. If I had my choice between a Roth and a brokerage, I'm taking a Roth every single time. There's no disadvantages of doing a Roth other than, I guess it depends on how long you've had the Roth, but even your principal is accessible to you. So yeah, I don't know you. So, don't listen to me, but I'm just like, if I have a brokerage account versus a Roth, and my Roth has been open for 5 years and I'm over 59 and a half, I'm doing my freaking Roth every time just because a Roth, it's not that, you can't write checks against it, but it's very easy to get money out. Yeah, I know, man. 100%. I've been on 87.5 forever. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing. I remember someone, who was it? I hope you get to 100,000 by the end of the year. That was last year. I said, maybe even 2 years. I said, no, I'm stuck at 87.5. It's the funniest thing, man. I chuckle. I don't know what the hell's going on. It cracks me up, man. It's funny. It is stuck on 87.5. Isn't that the funniest thing? And then my other channel, Josh Scanlon, I'm stuck at like 19,500. It was kind of funny. All right. Massachusetts had 2 million, what I'm saying. All right, get out of here, man. God bless. I appreciate y'all. And just say, hey, give your wife a hug. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again. See ya. Yep, they got me tapped at 87.5.